It's actually led by a member, Alex Liu. He's an architect and an urban planner. And then a team of people, a professor, do the related research project. We have about 20 projects, research projects. It's all initiated by our universities. I'm going to show you the background later on. So I'm not going to into detail. Actually, you can go to the website, CDO, Campus Development Office, and you can find most of the information in there. So basically, we need in Hong Kong, we need land, particularly in the urban area. But what I'm looking at, many infrastructure are actually built in the ad hoc or in a day when we are not so sophisticated. So we call it gray infrastructure. How to turn into green? We emphasize green rather than just the usage. So therefore, and another thing is actually every time you build a road or railway, up 30 meters from the center, you cannot build any buildings because of the population planning regulation, right? So therefore, you lose our land in there. So I'll look at this actually as a concept to change this gray infrastructure into green, so that we really. We're looking at to see whether we can use this demonstrating project as a prototype. We can turn the green infrastructure, and particularly we improve those land into more developable land. Just look at Hong Kong. We have about 10% of our land for this kind of infrastructure. These are 42 kilometers are used for that. And you can really recover 10% by using this method. There's a lot of land we can use. Now this land, 4.2 kilometers, sounds very small. But actually that's 4% of the land. In Hong Kong, we only use 7%. 7%. That's Hong Kong really very dense for something reason that you may not understand. We have 70% of our land is country. So Hong Kong is very known to be very dense. We choose to leave 70% untouched. So that's what it is. 7% of the land we use for housing. So that is there. But we waste a lot of land like this. Okay, we waste a lot of land right in the middle of the center. We are very precious. Okay, and then we build the road in the best sea view. Okay, right. You know how expensive it is sea view in Hong Kong, right? And then we build infrastructure after all of them. Center, like for example, this deck is actually my university in there. Very expensive. Our university is very small, but you can sell university land. We can buy Hong Kong U. Okay, still have spare change. So the land is very expensive in the center. Okay, and then we have this kind of toll gate. Okay, right in front of the city center. This is the idea. We turn this so-called great infrastructure. And what the best we can do after thought is we cover them, okay, with a sound barrier. So what our idea is actually how to turn this into great. It's not new ideas. Actually, recently there's a quiet movement in there. In Seoul, this place Ching Kai Chun, this river was covered up with this kind of ugly traffic. They dig it up, represent the whole thing, become as a must-visit place nowadays. You go to Seoul. Excellent places. And their value you can count in there. Today, I present this project, part of you. We want to tell people that the green effect and the social effects have been overlooked. We just count the money. I know David have done a very good presentation about the cost and benefit. We use the same. Another one is in New York, right? The unused highway or the railway turned into High Line, very, very attractive, become a tourist attraction. And our university have school and manage school. They are very good at looking at this economic for tourists. And then in Boston also, this is actually the road highway, very much like what we have in Hong Kong. They actually sunk the highway into there. Of course, very expensive. Takes a lot of controversy. But when it's done, beautiful city. Right? And they kind of accept the kind of return in intangible benefits is actually very difficult. A bit overlooked. And we try to emphasize it in this our project. This is turning the whole city into much, much more pleasant. And in China also, it used to be this river was covered up, very much like Qing Kai. They dig it up, now people can have a boat tour in there. Right? And so we all look, particularly in Hong Kong at the moment, I know, again, it's a record, I do not criticize it's the highway, very jealous about the space below the highway. They don't allow anyone to do anything near it, even parking a car. I don't know why. Okay? In many cities, they make it a fun park in there. Okay? In the multi-layer space, we should think in that sense. So there, this is a green deck. We call it green deck. It's actually 43,000 square meters of land. But I just can cover up something ugly places. This is what the ugly things. Here's our universities. Our university in here, and this is the highway. The highway go for the car, and it's been jumping like that for the last 50 years. We've been smoking. We've been suffering, sucking in all the last 50 years. And actually, we have done 20 studies. I say, one of the studies do not publicize so much. Actually, the kind of toxic gas coming out is fatal. Okay, it's fatal. So therefore, we take this into consideration about the social benefit and the green benefits. Right? So this is the thing we have. And these two communities, they don't talk to each other, they don't communicate. The only way they communicate through this little bridge. And by 6 o'clock, we have about 10,000 students we're evening class. They all have jammed through this, okay? Crossing the two communities. These two communities, they don't talk. This is the idea is actually very simple. Cover it up. Why can't need to take all the open space? Why can't we see the sunlight? Right? It's human beings that need. So you can get all the information on the website as a CDO, PolyU CDO. Now, this is what we're seeing every day. Right? This kind of moving the car jamming in there. Our university, or the student, or the staff have been doing that for 50 years. This is the kind of situation, the bridge I'm talking about. This is what happened every day, 6 o'clock. We have to make to tell them, use which particular bridge, because it's too congested. And then in order to pass from one place to another place, we have to go for underground, things like that. Right? And take the best place. And human beings have to go for like this. In terms of planning, you want to resolve the whole thing by using planning zoning. At the moment, very fragmented. You really need an overall great thinking, like what we're going to present today. Otherwise, you would wait for the planning, one square, one area. It's will change the whole situations. Another idea we're talking about is actually, we're all talking about climate change. We know it's like damage. The idea is actually not just conservation, you have to regenerate it in the sense. Just conserve is no good. You have to increase the positive impact. Okay, we have enhanced the value. Okay, you have to transform something that is not good. So, as a regenerative concept. So this is the kind of concept, right? Basically cover up. And you remember this is a station that they connect to all the Beijing, right? Go to get direct train go China. A lot of traffic, a lot of people using this place, but all cut off by this. So we cover up in a sense, not that it actually direct out to harbor. We use the harbor view. We enjoy the harbor. So this is what we're talking about, our university. We cover up, and the university, the whole community will be connected. Very flip through the images. Okay, just the image of everything. Now the emphasis we're talking about is actually green. We contribute a green area, the green atmosphere, and then the benefit of green, and then the social benefit. So of course, improve connectivity between the two places, the two communities, and we actually plan a cycling route. Okay, well, it's difficult to cycle as it is, right? I mean, we're not going to build heavy infrastructure, heavy building on top because there's lightweight decking, because there's a decking. So there we can only play with a lightweight coffee shop, mainly for activities. And a lot of lush greens in there. So these are all kind of activities. The most important is that you connect the free community to both sides, the top and all the way down to the harbor. And we talk about the pedestrian circulation completely connected and connected to Homentin on the top. Because our student hostel are actually building up here already. So what we want to project is actually a project initiated by the university. It's not a project. We want to tell take out from our president fund to fund this initiative, and then the professor in our faculty, about 20 of them, do individual area project. We emphasize about the benefit of the green and the social. We don't want to talk about how many land we can create for real estate, in case people are criticizing as a real estate development project. It's a very controversial in Hong Kong at the moment. We just try to go to tell people how green is, how contributed in terms of green and the social effect. Campaign, going to different district council, government departments, public side like that, and then show our research as an initiative. We cannot say we calculate everything in detail as a real project, but we want to show that it's feasible. And it's getting closer and closer. So basically the idea is we can connect. Once you connect like that, this community can be connected. So you lead all the way up to the harbor front. You know how precious harbor front is. Because we already have a promenade at this end already. So we've done a serious research project connected by professors on major related issues. These are the things where we've done the traffic emissions. We actually measure what kind of gas coming out. We did not publicize too highly on this point, but the truth it is. Everybody knows how toxic it is with that kind of emissions. And then we deal with the local noise, how they deal with, and how the air quality could be improved. Later we can see that for any engineer, you know that when it's covered, it's very easy to control gas, right? The pollutions. When you're letting wire like that, it's very difficult. And then we look at the renewable energy, what kind of renewable energies, and we've done the thermal effect. And today I will present in here a little bit hint to show that what are the thermal effects to the surrounding by putting a green in there. Right? And then we look at the whole health and social impact to the surrounding communities. We've done a quite general economic evaluation about the whole green deck, counting only on the social and the green benefits. So in general, it's like that. We cover it and we create a different decking. So the road can be on top. This is the original road at the moment on the top. Basically, we're 2 level with the decking. We can put all the plant in here, all the plant room in here. And then the passenger will be a glass room, so that you don't suffocate by those gas. And then you can, using the technology we talked about, okay, you don't need to be standing on the bus stop. You can, when the bus comes, then you come out. So basically, the air and the pollution are well controlled, and we introduce a little bit of natural ventilation using this windscope, and also by the time the pollution and the air are well controlled, are confined, it's fairly easy to handle with mechanical and also some kind of initiative to clean the air. Okay, thank you. And here's the double decking. We even and I also explore the structure, Then we try to evaluate the surrounding neighborhood will be affected. So we've done a quick about the benefit that we can get using cost and benefit, which David present very well. Simple. Basically, we look at the health outcome, the productivity, energy saving, and the increased value of that other area by looking at only putting the green in there. What kind of temperature change will be? So basically, we've done some more modeling for us to find out what kind of temperature change will be. This predicts about 2 degrees. Then we go to measure an actual park, and find the actual park in that from the center of the park to the edge. What kind of temperature change is about 1.5 degrees. So we use that as a degree change and find out what kind of effect to the workforce, to the health, to the recreations, and these are all published data. We use the medical data in the sense of workability, particularly when you reach about 35 degrees in Hong Kong. 1 degree change will change your mental, will change your work productivities. So we use this. You can find out the number. You can find a number in there. Of course, the other thing more concrete is it says 1.5 degree drop in surrounding will make you. So basically, that's what we look at in this perspective, or a small one part of my project. These are detailed calculation, all based on published data, and then find out who are the stakeholders involved and then what are the actual parameter change. Cost and benefit, very simple, no deep mathematics, good enough for me. So, and then final energy saving by air conditioning. And the stakeholder who benefit, and then we collect the data. This is the whole process, very simple process. Of course, we also look at the benefit in the benefit of overall community at large. This is as I say, we have different team. Another team has to look at all the different aspects, total sequestrations, noise reduction. All this we put them into dollar sign. Okay, these are benefit we're talking about. And very simple, we have not looked at the real estate development yet. We have no real estate development. This is the kind of based on this average IRR, we talk about 35 years return. The capital cost, we talk about 5 billion Hong Kong dollar. Now, this is very good for ask someone to commit that kind of money. So at the moment, we keep doing that, keep promoting and explain to people benefit. We want to get the support from societies and then support from different kind of sectors. The government is getting a bit more interest now. And we get some kind of organization actually interest to fund into deeper further studies. We actually employ consultants as well. So we're moving very quickly. This has been campaigning about 4 years, and it's something we keep driving for. And Alex Lui is our driver, and he's the task force leader. Sorry, a bit rushing, so
thank you very much.
But yeah.